welcome to Local Talk, a special edition of the Artist Spotlight right here on Nextdoor Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Nextdoor Radio app. We got a good show lined up for you here today. Our studio is located at 109 Hillsborough Street in beautiful downtown Oxford. Again, my name is Trey Snyder, phone number 919-618-9258. Kristi Dixon joins us here by way of in studio. Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, please. Thank you so much for coming into the radio station here. We're going to hear some three originals here today. I'm so excited about it. Love originals. But before we kind of dive deep into some music and some kind of background, let's really introduce you as only you could, okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Rock.
So I am Kristi. I started doing music when I was about 11. I just picked up my mom's old guitar. I didn't know how to play it. She showed me like 2-3 chords, and I just started popping out songs. And my dad, he took a liking to them, and we just Googled how to make an album. And the first thing that popped up was some recording studio in Oklahoma. So we flew all the way to Oklahoma.
So the first one that you saw, that's some.
You know, we've learned some things. Mm-hmm. We were brand new to the industry, that kind of thing. So the first one that popped up was out in Oklahoma. We just went there, and I had a professionally recorded album by the time I was 13. And so my dad started helping me out. We found places to play. I played for fundraisers. I've done coffee shops and restaurants and weddings, all that kind of stuff. So I've just been writing songs since then.
So did you know you can sing before picking up the guitar?
Not in the sense that I know now.
Okay.
I knew I liked to sing, but most people sounded annoyed when I would sing when I was little. So, I just I had a passion for writing the songs, and then, as I practiced, the training in the voice came later. But I mean, my mom can sing really well, and my grandmother could also sing really well. So just kind of runs in the family.
Yeah, the background of it, you had to break into it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was there.
I want to know what your dad thought when you said, "Dad, I want to record this album. Let's go to Oklahoma." Did he make the decision, or did you make the decision?
That's so funny that you say that, because it was not my decision at all. He was like, "I really like these songs. I'm going to help you do this." And that was that. And then after we got it recorded, obviously, he paid for it. He was like, "Now you're going to go and play those songs."
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like I was kind of pushed into it, but it's something that I love. It was something I was given, and I appreciate the hell out of it.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I'm glad that he did that and gave me this thing that I get to have.
So again, you had your first album at 13 years old. From then until now,
yeah.
What has been the difference for you? What has been the hardest part? Of course, 2020 did not help, of course. During the pandemic, and most, if not all of my listeners know I do not like talking about the pandemic because it was a rough time.
Dark time.
We started this radio station in the smack dab in the middle of pandemic, so we know all about it. So what has been the difference kind of along the way that you've seen? A lot of things you've done, farmers market, you do weddings, things like that, but what really has been the difficult part from now until then?
So, I mean, since I started so young and I had so much support from my dad, the difficult part is being able to keep it up as I've been growing up. Because, I went to college, thought I would get a career, and I never chose to do music, as my primary, avenue, because I wasn't sure how hard it was going to be. So I kind of kept it on the back burner, and I decided to go to school for biology instead. So now I'm doing, I manage a lab at UNC. And it's been difficult to maintain, the ability to write songs. It's still something that's really therapeutic to me. But yeah, I'd say that's the hardest part of it, is making sure that I still get at it.
So you have a full-time gig plus what you're doing here. I mean, hey, bless you. I know that's hard.
It's difficult.
Yeah, I know that's hard. Again, Kristi Dixon joins us here, but for our Artist Spotlight, part of our Local Talk program on Nextdoor Radio. So what really what inspires you? Of course, you wrote your first album back when you were 13, which is still hard to believe.
Yeah, please don't listen to it.
Yeah.
It's like emotional dronings of a 12-year-old. Don't listen to that.
There you go. But what is really since then been your inspiration and kind of your getting your music out and writing your own songs?
So I'm very emotionally driven. Like I said, it's been a therapeutic thing for me, so it's kind of how I process my own emotions. And then, I go back and I listen to, since I've, the age of the smartphone has happened, I'll record things and I'll listen back to them just to make sure that I like them. And sometimes when I'm listening to my own songs, I'm like, I think this is a good song. And so I think other people should hear it because maybe they'll think that it's good too.
Now, hey, that's perfectly fine. So I'm ready to listen to some music. You ready?
Yes.
So the first one we're gonna play is called "Stupid Me." Give me some background information about this song.
So I wrote this song about a high school relationship that I had that kind of didn't work out. And it was just kind of a learning experience for me where I found out that you can't always rely on other people. So it's kind of like, stupid me. I shouldn't have trusted you. That was my bad. Sorry.
All right, Kristi Dixon with "Stupid Me." Take it away.
Awesome. No worries. Just staring out my window, waiting for you to call. And there I was, just staring out my window until night would fall. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me for so long. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me, but I was wrong. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me for so long. I was wrong. In my castle alone, feeling so empty, when you aren't there. Until the sky turned gold on you, I'd hold, but now I know you could have told me that you weren't coming home anymore when you walked out my door. You could have told me that I should fight this feeling that's coming from my core. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me for so long. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me, but I was wrong. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me for so long. I was wrong. Now you're coming around like you never did me wrong. Weapons to let down your hair. Let me show you how much I care. Well, Prince Charming, lend me your coat, 'cause it's getting kinda cold for to show you how much I have grown. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me for so long. And stupid me, I believed you'd come and rescue me, but I
That's Stupid Me here on the Artist Spotlight. Kristi Dixon joins us here by way of our local talk and Next Door Radio. What I love about just watching you sing, you're so passionate about it. You looks like you love to perform. That's so awesome.
I do. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm emotionally driven, and so when I write those songs, every time I play them, I feel those emotions I was feeling when I wrote the song. So I can't really stop myself from doing that. But I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah, I love it. Again, Kristi Dixon joins us here by way of our Artist Spotlight. And so, how many albums do you currently have now?
So, I guess...
the 13-year-old one.
Yeah, I guess technically I have 3. The only one that was professionally recorded was that first one when I was 13. The other 2 were I recorded by myself in my bedroom and with very bad equipment. So they're not perfect, but I do have some of the music released on Spotify and Pandora, that kind of thing. That song, Stupid Me, is released on Spotify, if you like it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you do a lot of things on solo things, solo gigs, but you mentioned you also do you perform with bands as well?
Yeah, so me and my husband actually formed a band in 2019, so right before that pandemic. So I feel you about that. And yeah, I mean, we kind of split the lead singer role. So he also writes music, and this is the next song is a song that just happened to fit the vibe. We are actually like a punk rock band.
Okay.
So it's a little different, but all the same emotions basically.
So for me, we just celebrated our 8-year anniversary this past Tuesday. I know for a fact that I'm not sure we can sing together. She's a great singer. Me, you do not want to hear me sing on any platform whatsoever. How hard is that to kind of work with family?
It's not easy all the time. Sometimes it's a blessing because, we get to spend all that extra time together. And we know lots of musicians in the area who aren't in that situation, and they find it like as a negative thing about something that's so big in their lives that they don't get to spend that time with their significant other. But I feel like, when we're not in a disagreement, we're very lucky to be able to do this together.
Yeah. Again, Kristi Dixon joins us here by way of our Artist Spotlight here on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Next Door Radio app. I just want to hear you sing. Sure. Let's rock and roll. So the next one you have, Story for the Next Girl. Talk a little bit more about that one.
So it's Sorry for the Next Girl.
Oh, excuse me. I wrote it down. I'm so sorry.
No worries, Mary. I just didn't enunciate. So this one's actually inspired by a movie that I watched when I was in high school. And I tend to, I forget things about shows and TV, movies, and so I tend to watch these things over and over again if I like them. So this was written about the movie John Tucker Must Die, with Brittany Snow and Ashanti and all them. And it's just a feeling that I got while I was watching the movie. Like, if you don't know, there's like this womanizer, and he, plays all these high school girls, and I'm just like, why do you keep falling for that? So this was how I felt when I watched that movie. I was like, I'm not sorry for the next girl. You should have known.
There you go. All right, Kristi Dixon, Sorry for the Next Girl, right here on the Artist Spotlight.
Don't feel sorry for the next girl. Whoa, oh, no, no, I'm not sorry for the next girl. Ooh, oh, I should have known better than to be alone with him. Now the rest of us are old up living hand in hand. Think we learn our lesson, but we keep messing the pain he's caused. But until that day, it comes, it comes. No, I don't feel sorry for the next girl. Whoa, oh, no, no, I'm not sorry for the next girl. Ooh, oh, you should've known better than to be alone with him. Now the rest of us are older, baby, counting
Sorry for the next girl here on the Artist Spotlight. As Kristi Dixon joins us here. Again, it's awesome to kind of see you watch perform because it looks like you love what you're doing. And I said that before in the first song. So again, Kristi Dixon joins us here. So talk a little bit more about you like doing the R&B, you like doing country and pop, and what has been over the years been your favorite thing to kind of do and go?
So, that's a great question. I have gone through a bunch of different phases throughout the time because I've been doing it for a while. And, when I first started, I really liked to do country music. And then I got into a little more R&B. And I'd say that really influenced the kind of music that I wrote. But now I play more like singer-songwriter stuff, kind of folky, Americana. So, yeah, it comes in phases. And that's also the kind of music that I listen to. So it kind of just whatever I'm exposed to, it influences me.
Kristi Dixon joins us here. Where can our listeners find some more information about you, about what you have going on, events, new songs that you might have coming up? Where can our listeners find some more?
Sure, yeah. So first and foremost, my website is kristidixon.com. That's Kristi with a K at the beginning and I at the end. It has my calendar on it. It has a tab for my band information. That song, Sorry for the Next Girl, is also available on Spotify under my band, which is The Consequences of Our Own Actions. Long name, short, Takua for short with 3 O's. And also Instagram is a huge way that we advertise stuff that we're doing. So my personal Instagram is LadyK1818. LadyKay 1818, and then the band is Takua.
Perfect. So, over the years, of course, you do a lot of weddings and farmers market and things like that. What has been your favorite venue or favorite, if you can call out anybody? I don't want you to, say throw people under the bus, but you know what I mean.
Sure. That is also a great question. So there is a restaurant in Burlington that I actually really love to play at. It's kind of like I end up being kind of some background music and setting the tone for like a casual fine dining place. But it's also one of those places where I can play a lot of original music. Normally when you go to a place where you're trying to put on a show or you're, you're just, again, background music at like a farmer's market. But to get people's attention, you really have to play covers. I appreciate that you like my original music just because that's not something that I encounter a lot. A lot of times, people are going about their business. It's not something that is in the forefront, but if they hear something that they're familiar with, they're like, oh, I love that song. That's kind of how I grab their attention. But I love those venues where, displaying your original art is the forefront of what you're doing there.
And that's what really speaks the original songs. And when any artist comes on our program with the Artist Spotlight, they ask me, do you want covers? Do you want originals? I want originals. And the reason why, because it highlights what kind of artist you are. It highlights what kind of talent that you want to be. Of course, in that there's covers. Everybody does covers, right? I mean, so that's why I want to be able to highlight the original aspect of what you do, how you got started. I love that kind of stuff, if you could tell. I hope I
appreciate that you're so into that, like for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have time for one more song.
Awesome.
And this one is called Brand New Car. We'll talk about it.
So, yeah, this was inspired, again, I was in high school when I wrote this, and down the street from where my parents were living, they were building a brand new housing complex. And I just remember seeing like these really nice houses being built, and I thought, like, man, one day I hope I have everything together and I can have a really nice house, and like have, you know, my life together. And so I wrote this song called Brand New Car.
All right, take it away, Kristi Dixon.
Awesome.
Brand New Car.
Thank you. I'm washing the dishes. You come up behind me and you hold me tight. Then we sit on the couch and watch some old movie we've seen 1,000 times. And I know money's tight, but this night don't have a price. And I know it's not much, but baby, it's enough. 'Cause I had this dream you were sitting next to me, playing Xbox Live, and I closed my eyes. And I saw this pretty little house with a pretty little yard, with hopes and dreams and a brand new car. Whoa. And I saw your mama coming over for spaghetti one night. You coming home late after that big fight. Whoa. And I saw you playing with the dog and ignoring me talk. You kissing me hard in a brand new car. You call me at work. I say I can't talk, but you tell me you love me. Then I come home that night and there's pizza in front of the TV. And I know money's tight, but this night don't have a price. And I know it's not much, but baby, it's enough. 'Cause I had this dream you were sitting next to me, playing Xbox Live, and I closed my eyes. And I saw this pretty little house with a pretty little yard, with hopes and dreams and a brand
This has been so awesome. That's Brand New Car. Kristi Dixon joins us here by way of our Artist Spotlight. Where can our listeners find some more information about you, upcoming shows, everything like brand new music that you might have coming out? Where can they find some more information?
Of course, yeah. So KristiDixon.com, Kristi with a K at the beginning and an I at the end. Also Instagram, that's at LadyK1818 or at Takooa, TCOOA. My next show is going to be with my band next Wednesday, the 26th at Local 506 on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill. So we're very excited.
Rock and roll. Well, thank you so much for coming into the radio station here today for the Artist Spotlight. Have fun. Continue doing what you're doing. Continue playing original music. Let's rock and roll, okay?
Thank you so much.
Until next time, my name is Trace Nye. She is Kristi Dixon here on our Artist Spotlight on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Next Door Radio app. We'll see you later.